one of the ways that we can use the present subjunctive is if we have a trigger word, a K, and a change of person. And if you have all three of these things, what do you win? You win the subjunctive. Just a quick refresher, what is the trigger word? Or where does it happen? The trigger word will be to the left of the K. You need a K and a change of person from the one to the other. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take each one of these individually, and we're going to look at them and see what are some of these words that we can use to replace quiero. So quiero is a trigger word, and which one would it fall under? Well, that would fall under a W. So what we can do is we can replace that trigger word with a different trigger word. Trigger words that start with W. When I say W, that's just a series of words or verbs that we could say are a want, a wish, or a desire. Now there are more than just these three trigger words, and what we want to think are, what are some synonyms? So I have a few on the list right here that we can look at, and then you're just going to have to think about, well, what are some others that sound or work in the same way? So querer, to want, to wish, to hope, to need, to prohibit, and to prefer. And again, what we're looking at is, what is another word, another verb, that we can replace quiero with to get that same feeling? And right now we're just working with the W's. Alright, so our first example says, Juan desea que María lo saludar. So John wishes that Maria says hello to him. Alright, well let's go back over and see if we have our three things. Do we have a trigger word? Well, yes, we have a trigger word. So we have number one. Do we have a K? Well, there's our K. And do we have a change of person? And the change of person means from this verb to our other verb, does it go from one person to another? And the answer is yes, it goes from Juan to Maria. So we have 1, 2, 3. What do we win? Subjunctive. So we will take the verb saludar and we will put it into this form, salude. Now I'm not going to explain how to form the subjunctive. If you need a quick refresher, there are some other videos on that. Let's look at our second example. My mom prefers that I don't watch television. Alright, so does prefer sound like a want, a wish, or a desire? My mom wants that my mom prefers that yeah, to me, that's a synonym. And obviously we see it on our list over here. So we have our trigger word. Do we have our K? Well, yeah. And do we have a change of person? Well, from this verb, we're in the ella form. And in this form, we're in the yo form. So we have our change of person. 1, 2, 3, subjunctive. So we're going to put the verb mirar into the yo form. Mire. My mom prefers that I don't watch television. Okay, number 3. I want to drive a Mini Cooper. Alright, step 1. What do we have to look for? Well, let's look for a trigger word. And what do you think? Quiero? Well, yeah, I'll want. I want. Trigger word. Done. The second thing we're looking for is a K. Whoa. I don't see a K in here. Well, if we don't have all three things, then we're not going to use the subjunctive. And well, we already have one verb and another verb, and we know that when two verbs are touching, only one can be conjugated. So we will leave this one in its base form or its infinitive form. All right, let's look at number 4. Now, number 4 is a question, but questions work the same way as sentences. So, do you hope that they win or earn a lot of money? Well, that seems fairly obvious. Absolutely. I hope they earn a lot of money, because then maybe they'll buy me that Mini Cooper I want. Okay, so to hope. Trigger word? Yes. K? Yes. Change of person? Well, we're going from the to form to the they form. 1, 2, 3. Subjunctive. So we're going to take ganar and put it in the subjunctive. Done. So when we're working with the trigger words, and we remember just the ones right here is all we're looking at, we have to look for synonyms of verbs that can fill in this or sound like a want, a wish, or a desire. So today, we've been talking about trigger words. And there are a lot of trigger words, and so you have to figure out a way to memorize them. But what I would do is just start with one letter at a time. Start with your W today, and think about all the different kinds of verbs that you could replace and put in here for a new trigger word. And then go on to your E, your I, your R, your D, and your O. Now remember, there are lots of ways to use the subjunctive. This is one of those ways. A trigger word, a K, and a change of person. If you have all three of those things, subjunctive. Alright, go out and try a few on your own. Let me know how it goes. Suerte.